begin with you kindly introducing yourself.
I am Arthur Laro. I'm the Secretary General of ActionAid International. I am based in Johannesburg, South Africa, where our head office globally is.
Now, tell us briefly the essence, the objective, or how symbolic your trip to Senegal is, please.
Senegal is a very important country. From Francophone countries is coordinated. We are also very delighted to be here because we recently recruited a new country director, Haita, who is here with me. And so it is our tradition to come from the Global Secretariat and to provide support to our leaders that are leading at the country level. It's also been a fantastic opportunity for us to understand the programs, to meet key stakeholders, including funding partners, and of course you as the media, because through the media we are able to amplify the work that we do in Senegal.
Do you want thematic areas, if I'm not mistaken? How many of these three has Senegal really excelled in that should make the country a model while you expand your scope of work, at least in the 45 other countries that you cover?
Yeah, I think ActionAid has tremendous programs around women's rights and building women's leadership. It's exemplary in many ways. Of course, we have cases from around the world, but I think the area around women's rights and the empowerment of women is one area that ActionAid Senegal has quite excelled in. I think the other area, which we are very, very proud about around the world, is building the agency of young people for campaigning. Whether it's about climate, whether it's about tax, whether it's about against the domestic violence, all of this is important because through ActionAid Senegal's youth work, we are able to, advance the campaigning agenda of the Federation, not just in Senegal, but around the world.
Well, do you have a data to support this submission? Do you have a data?
Of course, lots of reports that we do have, both here in Senegal. We were just listening to baseline data that we are seeing tremendous progress with regards to the agency of women in the communities where we work, stepping up in terms of leadership. I don't have the percentages, but you can get this information, of course, from the team here in Senegal.
Okay.
This climate justice campaign is to highlight the important information around the world that those who are most responsible for the climate crisis are affected the least by the crisis. In other words, those who are least responsible, in, for instance, Africa, we are responsible for less than 3% of carbon emissions globally. But if you see the impact of climate change in our communities in Africa, it's very devastating. It's about telling the rest of the world that are responsible for carbon emissions to take their fair share of responsibility, support countries like Senegal and around the world to be able to adapt and survive the vagaries of climate crisis. So this Climate Action Week happened here in Dakar, but also in the rest of Senegal and the rest of the world, where we were raising awareness about the crisis of climate, as well as actions that need to be taken, some of which are implemented through our programs, whether they're agroecology programs here in Senegal, supporting women, smallholder farmers here in Senegal.
Is that the presentation you'll be making at the Climate Summit? I mean, the COP30?
Yeah, we are going to carry lots of messages from not just Senegal, but around the world, and we go to call just transition that empowers women, that is in harmony with Mother Nature. So we will be taking these messages also to Belém in Brazil in the next 2 months.
Well, I think this will be my last question, though.
Important for everybody to understand that the contribution of aid to the wider development agenda is actually quite small. A lot of development and transformation that happens all over the world is less about aid, but more about the enterprise of people in those countries. So we need to realize that if aid cuts are declining, it doesn't mean all of a sudden there will be total crisis and nothing will happen. Because the contribution of aid, important as it is, has not been the most important for transformation. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing to say is that, of course, as we see cuts to ODA, Overseas Development Assistance, there are vital programs that aid has been supporting, including here in Senegal, which will be affected because of the aid cuts. However, as ActionAid, we also see that this is an opportunity for us to mobilize resources domestically. The country where I come from, if you do an analysis of how much money is lost in corruption, for instance, how much money is lost in priorities that really are divorced from people's welfare, it is very high. So as the aid cuts happen, we also need to realize that we must find the resources to meet the most critical needs for transformation of our societies, investing in women, investing in smallholder farmers, investing in agriculture, investing in employment for young people, so that progressively we actually reduce our dependency on aid. Aid is important, but we must reduce our dependency on it and look for alternative ways of transforming and funding our development.
I mean, was that one of the reasons you've been having meetings with partners? You talk about meeting partners.
Of course, we are having ongoing discussions with partners, funding partners, but also other organizations that we don't sometimes have financial relationships with, because globally, there is a lot of collective and shared analysis needed for us to understand what the future of the world is. ActionAid alone or media alone cannot find these solutions. So we have conversations with everybody so that together we can come up with solutions that will be better for our people.